What's the difference between EBITDA and net income? Both are financial metrics that are used to evaluate the strength, stability, and viability of a company. But what do they actually mean? Do you understand? Let's break it down for you so that you know once and for all the difference, all right? First off, EBITDA. Pronounce it however you want. I choose to pronounce it EBITDA, but it represents the earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, all right? So it's your income before all those are deducted. It focuses on the profitability, the core profitability of a company from its core operations. So it's calculated, you add back the interest, you add back the depreciation, you add back amortization, you add all those things back. And in theory, it should give you a better representation across a different sector in the same industry or different industries. It should give you a better representation, that EBITDA. Net income, on the other hand, often referred to as the true bottom line, it's the total profit of a company after all of those expenses. So after you've minus the cost of goods sold, which is deducted early on, but even after deducting your interest, your taxes, your depreciation, your amortization, all of those. So if you and I were running a company and we had, let's say, a plumbing company, it would be our real, true profit of the company after all expenses are paid, whereby your EBITDA comes before interest expenses and all those. So your net income really provides a much clearer picture, arguably. It's a real number after all expenses, arguably a better, clearer picture of a company's profitability and how good management is at generating profits for their shareholders. Now, when do we use different metrics? So EBITDA, you're probably going to use as an analytical tool, and you're measuring against different companies in the same sector. And it's often used to measure also companies in different locations where the tax treatment might be a little bit different, right? So if you have higher tax rates in one sector, one area, one country versus another, you can use it to analyze that. It'll give you a clearer picture. Whereby net income, you're kind of using as a holistic metric, looking at all of the company as a whole, and you're really going to get a true picture of the income. So EBITDA can sometimes give you kind of a more rosy picture of a company because you don't have all those final deductions yet, right? The number is going to be higher. EBITDA is going to be higher than your net income. EBITDA is always going to be higher because you haven't deducted all those other things yet. So it's a higher number, and it's usually used in areas where companies have high debt payments or high capital expenditures, right? Because those can be big portions of the number. So in areas or sectors where those are big, you might favor EBITDA versus net income as a measure. Now, there are some limitations to each. I will tell you that the limitations to EBITDA are that you're not factoring your cost of capital, you're not factoring your debt expenses, you're not factoring your CapEx, you're not factoring your working capital, you're not factoring all of those things. So it can be a limited measure whereby your net income is highly impacted by the accounting policies or practices and can be somewhat manipulated by adding depreciation or adding interest or kind of adding amortization. So you can do some funny business with accounting if you want to try to make the number look optimal. So both have their uses, both should be used. They do have different purposes, and depending on the sector, you might want to pick one over another. So there you have it, guys. If this is confusing to you, go to speakToRob.com to book a no obligation consultation to chat about this or anything else in your portfolio. We'd love to chat with you how we can improve your situation, improve your wealth, improve your peace of mind when it comes to your retirement plan. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you in the next video.